Yeah. I saw you first record. I'm like, I can't talk about this on the podcast.
You can. I just, I felt like
we work for a partner of the company that I'm talking about.
That's true. We'll cut this part. But I did just want to put it in because you are...
How long ago did you press...
21 seconds.
Oh, okay.
I just caught the end because the end was really good. I wanted to put it on there because you are obviously a very big fan of it and that makes you more kind of switched on to the football.
I'm a massive fan. Yeah, so this is, I suppose we could talk about it in terms of autism. I'm a massive fan of Aussie Rules football. And we kind of touched on it in episode 3, maybe?
A different episode.
Of, what is your interest and do they come from other people and...
Which parts of you are yours and which parts of you did you absorb
especially when you get an
people?
adult diagnosis because you're like, well, I've been masking my whole life. What is me and what isn't me?
Yeah.
The great philosopher Jim Carrey would argue that nothing is you, that you are nothing and it is all a mask and everyone is carrying a mask. But that's more philosophy rather than psychology.
Yeah.
Autistic people definitely do mask. ADHD people definitely do mask. But then what makes up a mask? Well, special interests make up.
Yeah.
Autistic people will pick up special interests because we do.
Yeah.
Because of the way our brains are wired. But if we like someone, and you were talking about this, if we like somebody, we tend to pick up on the things that they like and then that becomes a special interest as well.
100%.
My grandpa and dad both, and you know the funny thing is when I look back on it, neither of them loved footy the way I do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
you went a step further.
Yeah. I mean, they both played it. My grandpa tried out for Carlton under-19s. My dad played for Claremont under-19s. So that's like pretty high level.
Yeah.
You know, they weren't AFL footballers, but like they were
they're
talented enough to be able to get in and around state level footy.
Yeah.
And I wasn't as good as that. I mean, I played some rep footy at a high school level, but nothing special.
Yeah, you also played bass guitar and were in a cool band. So
I was more interested in music than I was footy. And that's probably a good, like the music, even though the music probably came from everybody in my family. My nana liked music. My dad had a massive room that just had vinyl in it.
Yeah.
My mum liked music, but it was all sort of FM 70s rock, like Dr. Hook, The Eagles, Paul Simon, very middle of the road yacht rock.
Yacht rock.
Kind of
I
stuff.
like that.
You know what I mean?
Yacht rock.
Yeah, if Mum was a Muppet, her favourite band would be Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem. You know? You know the band from the Muppets?
No, I don't.
Ah, man. Anyway.
Is it old Muppets?
No, they're there the whole time.
Are they?
Yeah, Dr. Teeth, like he has big teeth, he has like a big gold tooth and like a big giant hat. He plays the keys.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, and then there's Janice is she has long blonde hair and big lips and plays bass guitar.
Yes. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm with you now.
And Animal's the drummer.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the Electric Mayhem.
Yeah, I didn't know the name of the band.
Well, they're my favourite band, so
I'm learning new things every day.
My second favourite band behind the Beatles. I'd have to say the Beatles and then Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem.
Have you heard Rizzo doing Blinding Lights by the weekend?
How do I know Rizzo?
Rizzo the Rat.
Oh,
from the
Rizzo.
Muppets. Rizzo the Rat from the Muppets.
I was getting confused with Rizzo.
No, Rizzo the Rat from the Muppets. Have you seen him doing Blinding Lights by the weekend?
No, but I want to.
Okay, I would recommend to you, Damian, and to listeners at home, if you have 5 to 10 minutes, just type into YouTube Rizzo Blinding Lights and you will have just some unbelievably good times ahead.
Okay. Well, we might even try and drop 10 seconds of it into here so people can...
Oh, yeah, we should. Let's do it.
Because it's parody and we're talking over the top of it, so...
Yeah, it's fine. Let's just put 10 seconds of it right here, right now.
I've been on my own for long enough. Maybe you can show me how to love. Maybe I'm going through withdrawals. You don't even have to do too much. You can turn me on with just a touch, baby. I look around and Sin City's cold and empty. No one's around to judge me. I can't see clearly when you're gone.
And we're not hosted on Spotify, so we don't have copyright bots going through and taking down content creators' work for nothing. That's something Spotify does. Don't listen to Spotify. Anyway, so unless you're listening to our podcast, then you should listen to Spotify. Anyway, I love the AFL, and I was just off air. We were talking about a podcast I listened to where the people on it just seem to have this complete disdain for AFL supporters, and it just, I suppose the corporatization of this thing that I love has slowly been pushing me away from the sport for a long time. I think all sport is going through this problem. I dropped out of the Premier League a long time ago, basically around when the European Rebel League shit went down. That was basically when I dropped off Liverpool because they were part of that. And I just remember thinking, like, how could you do that? Like, if you're in charge of Liverpool Football Club, how could you do that to your fans of like, we're going to pick this team up and take it out of the Premier League and we're going to start this little, champion. Well, what if we had the Champions League every week? Well, it would be shit and boring and no one would like it.
It wouldn't be
and
good.
I'm pretty sure the English clubs would end up being the bottom clubs in that competition
1000%.
because you don't have as much money as the European clubs do.
But the thing is, right, the way that like sports now even like price their tickets, like the way
Careful, AJ.
the
Careful.
The people that go
We've
out,
got bills to pay.
No, it's fine. I'm not going to make any negative comments about ticketing. Just that people who get out and go to sports and support these clubs in big ways tend to be people who need that community, and they tend to be people from lower incomes.
Yes.
And it's made it inaccessible. Even the A-leagues are inaccessible now to a lot of people because of the price of the tickets, which is ridiculous. Like, you shouldn't be pricing poor people out. You should be pricing poor people in.
Yeah.
You should be actively trying to get as many people who have lower incomes in, because they will ride or die for your club. Like, they will ride or die.
1,000%. 1,000%. And look, I need to be careful about how much I go in on this, but I would say I'll just talk about myself personally rather than making grand sweeping statements about, organizations that whatever. I'm at the point now, for the first time in 25 years, I'm not buying a Richmond Football Club membership. No.
You didn't get a membership?
No, because it's too much money.
Yeah.
And I don't get the opportunity to go enough to warrant the money. Last year I bought a $600 membership and I went twice. So I essentially paid $300 a ticket to watch the Tigers. Now, that money goes to the Tigers and blah, blah, whatever, but I don't have that money. I have a mortgage. We're trying to save to get we want to put solar panels and blah, blah. Save to go to Japan, all this stuff, which I don't think is ever going to happen again now, but whatever. So I'm now at the point where I'm like, I'm going to go watch Werribee. Yeah. At Werribee. Yeah. When they play at home. I think it's like $6 or $7 to get in.
That's good. That's like local club. But the thing is,
part of my community, and I'll probably go down there with my brother-in-law a couple of times, and we'll take out his daughter, my niece, and that'll be it. So that's now the new normal of like, well, we're now Werribee supporters. And like we barrack for Geelong and Richmond respectively in the AFL, but that's what happens in the States. The States, that for a long time, the NFL, that's why like when you're watching American TV, you're watching old episodes of Friends, and like Joey's like, I got 2 tickets to the Knicks game. Yeah, it's like, it's crazy because it's so fucking expensive to like be able to get these tickets. It's like a big deal.
And I went and looked at hockey tickets. And just in Canada, like looking at hockey tickets, and it's like $480 a ticket.
Whoa.
Yeah. And it's
wrestling's big. Like there's a huge conversation going on in pro wrestling at the moment. And I noticed it's moved across to the UFC as well. Yeah. The UFC and WWE are owned by the same companies. So they've got the same attitude towards ticketing, which is basically make it a value product, where it's like, it doesn't matter if we go from selling a 10,000 seat arena to a 6,000 seat arena if we're selling these tickets.
Yeah.
Because these tickets are so expensive that we're making a huge gate anyway, so
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
But what happens is that those 4,000 people don't get to go to WWE Raw or SummerSlam or whatever it might be, and so they either drop off.
Well, that's what happens a lot is dropping off.
WWE isn't a sport, but wrestling isn't a sport. They drop off I like to call wrestling an art form. They drop off the art form completely because they don't know there's any other options, or they do move across to AEW or New Japan or whatever.
Yeah.
So like, it seems very counterproductive to me to be pricing people to a point where, and maybe that's part of the plan. Maybe it's part of the plan to, it's like, okay, well, the people who can afford it will set ticket prices at this much, and then everybody else can watch it on TV because that's where we get the vast majority of our money from, is through TV rights anyway. So the more people watching the TV, the better, because then we can go to these media companies and go, well, we have this many people watching every week, so you should give us maybe that's what it is.
But if we were to look at like the AFL, for example, I love getting out and going to a footy game. I love AFL. I think it's hilariously fun. It is the most ridiculous national sport to have.
That's a great sport.
It's a great sport to have. I grew up watching it, so like I'm always filled with like lovely memories of my nan, and like it was the only time I ever heard her swear, and really just kind of. And she was a diehard Essendon fan. And like my mum would go to games at Windy Hill, like local, that was local. But now going out to a football game, it's incredibly expensive. And I can't watch from home because I'm not paying for KO, which is the sports streaming service here in Australia for people who are outside of the country, because it's $30 a month?
More. It's
$45 a month to watch
for
the
two
sports.
screens, and then I think 35 for one screen.
Yeah.
But I think that's also going up. And I don't know the full story, but my sister-in-law was saying something the other night about they're cracking down on
like
screen
password
sharing.
Yeah.
And
like
you're just like, fucking hell. Like people will, I'm at that point and I love footy.
Yeah.
I love footy. I play Supercoach. I listen to SEN, all the nuffy football middle-aged man things that Aussie Rules supporters do. I do that.
Yeah.
But everything that you're doing just gets you to a point where you're exasperated. We just like, it's too much money.
Well, there is actually a solution to this, and it's beautiful that we're recording today on Sunday, the 8th of March. You can listen, obviously, at any time of year, but it's recorded today on Sunday, the 8th of March, 2026, which is International Women's Day. And this is a beautiful time for me to tell you that the solution is the AFLW. The Women's League, it's far less expensive. You're paying like $10 a ticket. Everyone's just having fun. They're there for the love of the game. I would recommend.
No, I go.
Yeah.
Most of the, we didn't last season. I think my best mate's also at the point where he's like, I just don't want to spend money on. I think something happens. You get to a certain age as a guy, and you're just like, no. Does it cost money? Yes. No.
That's a shame.
Yeah, because you start thinking about retirement. That's the omnipresent thing. That's like, if I took this money and put it in this superannuation account, I could retire earlier.
That's a sad way to look at life. You got to embrace every single day because you could get hit by a bus tomorrow.
I could, but I probably won't because I never leave my house because I don't spend money on stuff. I put it in my superannuation account instead.
A bus could drive into your house.
They'd have to do a pretty good job.
I'm just saying, life isn't guaranteed. Retirement isn't guaranteed. You got to embrace.
Well, it's definitely not guaranteed if you don't look after yourself economically, AJ.
I have a super fund. It gets
I think.
No, I definitely have one. It gets the average amount that gets sent in by my employer, and that's it.
Nah, you've got to put more in than that.
Right,
You've got to put more in than that. We'll talk about this off air.
Okay.
I'd
like to talk about.
Let me start looking after your finances. We'll get you retired by 50.
I'm not putting extra money in my super. It's just not going to happen.
It's tax free, so you actually end up anyway. Whatever. We'll talk about this off air. If you put extra into
okay, this is not a finance podcast. If you want to go listen to it, no, we're not doing a finance podcast.
If you put extra into it's
yeah, I hear you. Like I understand the concept. I just have zero interest. I would so much rather.
Well, you would have zero interest on your taxable income if you were putting it
I'm so glad that we're recording this
If
for
you're putting
socials
extra-
because you're not if you're listening to the podcast, you're getting a really good example because I'm just kind of ignoring Damo. If you're watching it in visuals, I am staring the camera down like this is an episode of The Office.
Could you be any more comfortable in your seat, by the way?
Yeah, I could be more comfortable actually. You know, I'm thinking next time we record, I'm going to bring a footstool and my knitting and just like record and knit at the same
I
time.
can't wait until we get to winter and we're recording in hoodies. So,
Fully.
like, once we slowly, like, we're actually kind of dressing up a little bit at the
Yeah,
moment.
I keep putting nice sweaters on.
It's slowly going to get to the point where we're going to be,
Like
I'm going to be in
hoodies and
hoodie
Uggs.
pants, my big fluffy hoodie pants and a hoodie,
And Ugg boots.
Ugg boots.
right.
Beautiful.
Lovely. All right. I'd like to talk about a special interest of mine because I think that this special interest is also very appealing for people who are on the spectrum because I am particularly obsessed with Dungeons and Dragons. I haven't played in a while now, which is actually quite a shame because I love playing so much because it sets up this really fantastic thing, which is a rigorous set of rules for every single interaction that you have. So it's
You
like
had me at rules.
social interactions. Social interactions have rules in Dungeons and Dragons. Like combat has rules in Dungeons and Dragons, and you have very strict guidelines that you get to follow that I love because you can't fuck it up, right? You might roll badly and it might go badly for your character or for you, but realistically, that here's the 10 actions that you can take, and there's someone who will sit at the top of a table and kind of judge if you've done it well. And I really like that. I think D&D is like, it opens up that door for just like everything is a very rigorous set of rules, which I think is good. You've played a couple of times, right? Once?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Do
Yeah.
you like that rule setting?
Yeah, absolutely. Because it also allows you to like improvise a bit.
Yeah, there's definitely
As well.
space for improvising. And I think it's a great way to mask because you build an entire character. And so for like the three, oh, fuck. Hang on. I got to go fix this.
Vamp.
Yeah, Dame's vamp.
I have played Dungeons and Dragons. I would like to play more of it. We're starting to get quite the listenership here. So maybe we could. I was listening to a podcast the other day and the two hosts were like, yeah, we started a Dungeons and Dragons with listeners from the show. And I was like, oh, I didn't realize that was something that you could do. So, you know, if there's people listening and they want to set up a Dungeons and Dragons thing, because I had a instance recently where I was talking to a couple of mates at a trivia thing.
Yeah.
And I knew they had a Dungeons and Dragons game, and I wasn't really asking to join.
But you were kind of asking
No,
to join?
I was kind of just asking them more of like, how did you guys get started? How did you find it? I was just asking questions of like, do you find it difficult to get together and play it? Because they're all comedians, or a couple of them produce a couple of comedians, and so they're busy guys. And I was like, how the fuck do you get together to do it? Do you enjoy it? How many people are in it? I was just, you know, I was being autistic and asking. I was like the kid from Jerry Maguire. You know what I mean?
No.
You haven't seen Jerry Maguire?
No. So
That's on Channel 9 every night, I'm pretty sure. You haven't.
if I was to switch onto a Murdoch channel, my mother would appear from the front door of her house into my house, which is next door, and set my house on fire. Because I was raised anti-Murdoch, and so I do not interact with Channel 9 unless there is something on there that I cannot get anywhere else.
Yeah, which there isn't. But anyway, these guys, it was just very funny because they were kind of we're closing the loop real quickly.
Yeah.
I'm like, we've got 5 people. That's probably enough. I wasn't.
It wasn't asking to
I wasn't
join.
really asking, and then afterwards I was like, I probably came across like I
Was asking a little
was,
bit.
but I wasn't.
Yeah. It can be really hard to get a group set up, I will say that. I mean, I had a D&D group that played for like 2 years, and so I'd built a character, and it was incredible because it meant at least once a week, like once a fortnight, I could pop into a room with people that I knew quite well, but I could put on the world's most convenient mask, a character called Edwin. And it was like, I can do whatever because I have my mask on and I am this character now. And so for the next 3 hours, I'm personally untouchable.
Yeah.
Anything that I do that might be wrong is not me, it's Edwin. So it like gave me this very good opportunity to just be like, be someone else. Just fucking shut up my own brain because my own brain doesn't matter. Here's my rules to make this character work. Easy peasy. I really enjoy that. But I do think that it appeals to people on the spectrum because of those rules.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Anything that has, anything that is like black and white like that, because I still find it, I've had this diagnosis for a while now, getting close on a year now.
Congratulations.
And I still find, thanks. I'm only saying that because it doesn't get any easier to describe a lot of what autism is or how it, so there's all these sort of like buzz phrases that you will use of like, autistic people love rules, autistic people mask, autistic people get sensitized. We get oversynthesized.
Hang on. Let's see if I can oversynthesize you. No, I can't hear it.
Oh, no. All the sound effects have been taken off our soundboard.
Oh, no, it's because someone turned these down. Who turned these down?
Oh, turn it back up.
There we go. Oversynthesized.
What else is on there?
We've been oversynthesized. Welcome to Do You Like Us, the podcast. Wait, it's Do You Still Like Us?
What is
Forgot
this?
the name of our podcast.
How long does it go for?
Quite a while, I think. It's one of my favorite sounds in the world, that.
What's this one? Oh!
That's the one I do. But you have to do one at a time. That's how I feel because you pressed all those buttons at once and it was incredibly stressful for me.
Ooh.
Wow.
Great.
No, but air horn.
I want to sit in that seat from now on.
No, this is my seat with all the buttons. I like the seat with the buttons. We can't mix it up now, Damian. We've recorded it for the public.
Yeah, that's true.
They're used to us being in these places.
Anyway, so you have all these like kind of catch-all phrases, but it's difficult to sort of drill down and explain what that means, especially like the rules thing.
I will say.
Like why? Well, because if you're talking to a neurotypical, they'll be like, yeah, well, I mean, we all follow rules.
No, but
You're
you
like,
fucking
yes,
don't.
but it's super. Well, NTs, any NTs listening, we love you for listening. Thank you very much. But you fucking don't.
You fucking don't listen to the rules.
Offices are a perfect place.
Yeah.
Well, the road rules.
Oh, yeah.
People don't indicate anymore.
No, they don't. It's the fancy European cars. They don't come with indicators. Do you not know? If you drive a BMW or a Mercedes, the German factories don't put them in anymore.
I didn't get it at first. I was like, what? See, that's an example of autism where it's like, I didn't get it, and I 100% believed you for a second. Of like, those capitalistic cunts. Of course they don't.
Fuck is it, Beamer?
It's the Epstein class once again thinking that their rules don't apply to them.
All right, Dad, let's chill out there. Let's try and keep it light, Dad, for episode... What episode is this? What episode number is this?
6?
Episode 6.
Yeah, the one where Damo went off the rails again about the Epstein class. Yeah, so it's hard. Rules are important and they're good and they're fun. I think it is because let me be real for a second. Let me be real. We're very bad at reading cues.
Yeah.
Social cues. So to be in something or doing something where there are rules about how you interact with each other gives you this sense of relief.
Yeah.
Right?
So I can actually now take this back to Dungeons and Dragons again because there's very...
Oh, I was talking about it in that context.
No,
too.
I know, but I just want to like tie it together with like a break of those kind of expected rules.
Yeah.
So you've created this like safe space where everybody's in a room. I definitely was not the only person on the spectrum in that room either. My group had a couple of other people who were...
What?
Yeah, I know, crazy.
Dungeons and Dragons game.
I know. My Dungeons and Dragons game with me and 2 definitely other autistic people and me and my ADHD also. We had another player with ADHD and then my wife sometimes played. She's autistic. So like it was a lot of specky behavior in this room. Thank you, Chris, for hosting us every fortnight for 3 years. It was a beautiful time.
Chris.
Yeah, you'll love Chris. But the group ended because we'd created this very safe space where it felt very like we are within these rules and we all have our little masks on and we're all kind of creating it. And then our dungeon master, the dude who was running the game, had been taking every interaction that we'd had and turning it into a book and changing decisions that we'd made so that they better suited his story. And I blew the fuck up. I could not process it. So on Christmas morning, he sent out a 25,000 word draft of his like initial start to this book. And it like started with my character. And he just like taken my character and decisions that I'd made and like changed all of it to be what suited him and suited the story that he wanted to tell. And I was like, well, I've spent 3 years building this character. I've made every decision following this set of rules that I have built for this character, and also then the rules of the game. And you've taken it and like just fucking made it whatever you wanted it to be and said, oh, but it's my campaign. We fucking paid you. We paid our dungeon master to run our game. Like we weren't, signing up to write his book with him.
Yeah.
He'd just done it. And so I handled it really well, as you can imagine, and immediately got into the legalities of character IP and who that actually belongs to, and went to our next sit-down session and was like, so unless you're going to credit me as another writer, because this is my character, I created this character, you're dunzos. And the group blew up because of it. Because I couldn't cope with that like break in the trust and the break in the rules. Because it felt gross to me. It felt very much like we'd been kind of, what's the thing I'm thinking of? Like taken advantage of.
Yeah.
Yeah, like fully taking advantage of. And like you're fully taking advantage of people who like, we created this safe space with ourselves and we paid you to like run the game so that we had this safe space for ourselves, and you destroyed it.
This reminds me of a music story that I heard. This is all alleged.
Okay.
This is one person's story from a long time ago. But
is it about a Beatle?
No, it's about Sheryl Crow.
Oh, okay.
So her first album is called Tuesday Music Club or something like that.
You have a phone. My phone's recording.
Whatever it's called. It's called something like that. Tuesday Music Club or the Tuesday Music Society or whatever. And that name came from everybody. So there was a group of session musicians. They were like songwriters and session musicians. They'd all done other stuff. They would get together on Tuesday nights and they'd jam.
Yeah.
They'd write stuff, play on each other's stuff and blah, blah. Sheryl Crow was brought in by one of these guys because she had a great voice. She could play a bit of guitar and stuff.
Yeah.
And it started, when she came in and was singing these songs, it started to sound really good.
Yeah.
But they were like a collective.
Yeah, like a whole group.
Anyway, Smash Cut, she basically takes those songs.
Oh, no. I don't
Well,
like
I think the idea, I think they were still all on board. Like she got a record deal and then she brought these guys
in on it,
but then basically cut them loose.
Ooh.
Which would also explain why Sheryl Crow hasn't really had any other albums besides their first album do really well. And
that's the one I wanted. What the?
Look, I don't know if any of this is true. This is just a YouTube video I saw of one of these guys telling the story. So maybe he's disgruntled, maybe he's a misogynist, he's trying to steal Cheryl's glory. I don't know. But that story sounds very similar to this, where it's like, if everybody's written everything together, this is how most bands break up. Yeah. By the way, they break up because other people in the band go, well, I wrote that part, but you're the songwriter, so you get, because in a band, the songwriter gets all the publishing royalties, which is most of the money. So every time, so for example, Oasis get played on the radio, Noel Gallagher's credited as the sole songwriter in Oasis songs. Yeah. So when they get played, he gets the songwriting royalties, which is more than the performance royalties. And then the performance royalties get sent to the band. They get split 5 ways. Yeah. So Noel gets paid twice, but he also gets paid way more for writing the songs. Yeah. This is a major thing with the Beatles when they were breaking up, that George was like, hey, you guys are trillionaires, like John and Paul. Yeah. I would like to, and I'm writing good songs, I would like to have more of my songs on the album. And you can hear in the Get Back thing where John says to Paul, the next album, maybe we should have 4 each. Yeah. 4 of mine, 4 of yours, 4 of George's. And Paul's like, nah. So not Paul's finest moment. But anyway, Yeah, so it's the same rules apply whether you're
Yeah.
writing a book or a film or whatever. Like you need to but I mean the arts industry is littered with stories of people talking about like, oh, I wrote this thing with this person and they fucked me over. And
Yeah.
there's a guy in Ireland who talks about how Robbie Williams stole Angels off him. Like they got drunk together one night, wrote it together, and then
Yeah.
the next time he heard it was on the radio.
Crazy. But yeah,
Allegedly.
I feel like I'm just
Allegedly,
kind of
Robbie.
waiting for this book to get published so I can just like show up in the background out of nowhere and be like, this is my fucking character. You fucking stole it. You cunt.
Yeah.
Well, sorry
So-
for swearing, but
No. We can swear. Come on, it's a podcast.
it's
We're
the
not-
podcast.
Mate, come
The
on.
C word is it's such a bomb to drop, isn't
And we're
it?
disabled.
That's true.
People can't have a go at us.
They can and they should.
No, we're disabled.
No,
we can
no,
say whatever we want.
I believe this really wholeheartedly that
Shit, fuck, motherfucker.
but we should still be held to the same expectations as other people.
Nah.
Well, no. There are different ways that we get there. It doesn't have to be done in the same way, but we still have to be decent human beings.
Listen, the vast majority of people that I've met who are on the
Don't-
spectrum
you
are
look like you're doing-
1,000 times more empathetic than
Oh,
most NTs.
yeah,
I've met.
definitely.
So
Yeah, definitely.
if I drop the occasional fuck, get over it.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm never going to say anything that's hurtful to people.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to try not to. You know what I mean?
Yes. Wah.
Yeah, that's fucked. So I'm interested to know what, because you sort of said a couple of times that the group broke up over that.
Yeah, the group broke up over it.
Surely everybody else in the group felt the same way as you, right?
So, as it turns out, one member of the group who was my closest, like my absolute closest friend at the time, was like not like lined up to be our sperm donor, had actively been donating sperm to my wife and I for us to have a child, knew the whole time that it was happening and was getting paid and was working on this manuscript with our dungeon master, the game master, whatever you want to call him. It depends, what you call your DM. So had been like actively behind my back, stealing my work from me and taking credit for it. While at the same time providing sperm to my wife and I several times a month so that we could have a child. And I don't think I've ever felt like a betrayal like that. And I blew up at the group like I did. We had like a dinner where we were going to talk about it. And I was like, I'm pretty sure you're breaking a bunch of laws by doing this because you've just stolen everybody's IP. Like everybody's creative IP got nicked.
Yeah, it's not even like, because I've played in bands where the person, there was someone who was the main songwriter. And even though you were writing your own parts, it was kind of understood that,
Yeah.
like, that was what it was going into it.
Yeah.
And those conversations were had before the band started. It wasn't.
Exactly.
This is the equivalent of a group of musicians coming in here, for example, once a week,
Yep.
jamming,
And
and then one of those people secretly recording all the songs and then putting out a record.
Well, that's it, right? And everybody is putting in the same percentage of work. Every
Yeah.
single person, I think there was like 6 of us, so everyone's putting in a sixth of the work to create the whole story. The whole story comes from the characters and everything's built by the decisions that your characters make and the roles that you get. So it all forms together and the whole story forms together. And then it's, well, one person's going to take credit, who's the the person who's running the game. So okay, and then one of the players is also taking credit for it, and nobody else has known that this is happening the whole time.
No, that's the problem.
Yeah,
That's the problem. Whatever, like, you need to let people know.
yeah. I feel like
if
that's
you
fair.
wanted to do, I think if you had said at the beginning of the
That's it.
campaign, "Hey, would you guys mind if I took?" But even then, you need to, as the I don't understand how you can be fine with taking credit for something that isn't 100%
yours,
your own work,
Yeah.
right? So if you're an author, the editor's name is in the book,
Yeah,
edited by Damian Gibson or whatever,
Exactly.
right? Like, it's not, you don't pretend, when someone makes a film, it says directed by George Lucas and then director of photography, whoever, edited
Yeah.
by whoever. It's not made by George Lucas and then no one else's name is
yeah.
credited. Like,
and
you
then-
can't You can't
But
do that.
imagine it's Christmas morning and you open up.
Why Christmas morning?
I
as
think
well?
it was like a Christmas gift. To
Oh
us.
my God,
Yeah.
this person.
It's Christmas morning and you open up the Dungeons and Dragons group chat because everyone's saying Merry Christmas to each other and it's cute because we're all friends and we've all played this and characters had died and we'd all been through big personal growth during that time, professional growth. We'd all known each other. We'd all worked together at one point or another. Aside from a couple of people that I met randomly and brought in and was come be our friends. So we all knew each other very well. Everyone's wishing each other a happy Christmas. And then that gets sent through and you open it up and it's immediately you're reading this manuscript. I have it. I downloaded it so that I always had a copy of the original so I can compare when he publishes what he removed that is mine.
Good.
Anyway, so opened it up and it's immediately, it's all, credited to him. It's got his name on it. It's all blocked off so that if anyone takes a screenshot of anything, it shows that it's his work and it all belongs to him and no one else has any credit anywhere on any of it. And it's all trademarked to him, all of it. The characters' names are trademarked to him. The character's IP is trademarked to him. But it's you didn't build it. This is my character. And I gave my character a funny middle name that was a note, an ode to something in my own life. And no one had ever asked me about it in the whole game. So I just left it there. It hadn't mattered. And then he'd written, it's the first fucking paragraph of the book that he's writing was a comment about this middle name that my character had and calling him a dandy. And I was that's not why that's his middle name. Just back off. You don't know this character at all.
Yeah.
And you've just decided that this is what my character's about.
It's fucking bizarre.
And that, I think, is one of the moments I've found myself the most sensitive to right or wrong because that to me felt so wrong.
Yeah.
Of you just took something from me, you took it from our whole group, you took our safe space and you've made it yours. And especially for profit, I'd struggled with that a lot.
Gross.
For profit was hurtful, especially because we were paying our dungeon master. We're paying you to come out and run this game for us. Anyway, so yeah, that's.
I don't understand how this guy's getting a publishing contract if,
he's involved in a big Melbourne writers thing.
Well, good luck writing that second book because people get wind of this shit and they,
Yeah.
I just don't. If I do something, I was listening to a podcast the other day where one of the hosts was talking about this, that we're about the same age. And he was I grew up watching all of these TV shows that were moralistic and taught you from right and wrong to the point where I'll never do anything wrong ever. And he's and it feels did no one else watch these TV shows?
Yeah.
Was no one else affected by this stuff? And I'm listening to this guy and I was oh, Ben, that's because you're autistic and you don't know it yet.
Well,
you watch those shows, but you took them literally.
Yeah.
I also know you're autistic because you speak for 3.5 hours every week about 80s action movies and you take meticulous notes and blah, blah. So I already knew you're autistic. You don't know.
The special interest showed itself there.
Yeah. You don't know it, but you watch those shows and you took them literally because of the way your brain's wired. And so you've lived your life because it's and I'm not having to go at him. I'm the same.
Yeah.
The lessons that I learned from Fraggle Rock are still imprinted in my brain of you know what I mean? Of
I really do.
The workers should help each other.
Yeah.
And don't eat all the crystal candy because other people need some and
yeah. No, I'm with you 100%.
Real socialist values, when Marx showed. Well, I'm serious though.
I know.
Stuff that was imprinted, and maybe I'm proving all the right wingers correct with this story here, but all the stuff that was put into kids' shows of which is what we should be teaching children anyway.
It absolutely is. It's sharing and
don't steal, don't be an asshole, be nice to people. When I come across stuff later on as an adult that says the same stuff, cling to it because that's what I was taught as a kid. But it seems like the vast majority of people that they don't take any of that
and I feel
on board, right? This is an example of that.
I do feel like there was a line that was drawn in the sand of we're all very good people and we all love each other. And then we drew a line in the sand somewhere around March 2020 where we were and actually we don't give a fuck about each other. That it definitely became clearer to me after that point, because it was, well, the rules say that we should all stay inside to protect people, and people didn't give a singular fuck. And I was like, okay, so you will not listen to those rules, even though it means that people could die.
That was the stuff that drove me fucking mental. Like I had arguments with almost everybody. If people even like hinted that they were annoyed by the lockdowns and stuff, I'd be like, click. Yeah. I don't want to, and that's probably, in hindsight, it's probably overreacting a touch.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like being like, wow, listen, people are different to you, and like
people need to process things differently, and it was complicated to stay inside, but
yes,
like I won't take away from that. And I mean, people
not
have
for me.
differing, but like people have differing family dynamics or different living situations. For sure, there was definitely. And
I was very lucky that I was living on my own. I had some money. I had a job. Like everything was pretty. Yeah, like I was in the best possible situation. I think if me and Cal were locked down together, I mean, we were bubble buddies for a while and it was all right, so we'd probably be okay. But we probably would after a while be like,
so I
just got to get out, man. Just one day. I just want one day of,
Yeah, so I was living in my mum's house at the time because my nan was still living at home. And so Chelsea had moved we were dating at this point, so we moved from sharing a bedroom into separate bedrooms because we were sharing a bedroom as best friends. And then we started dating and we were like, we should go into separate bedrooms now. Now that we're a couple, we should sleep further apart. It made it more exciting when we did then, like, have a cuddle. It made it more fun. So like I got made redundant. I was taking care of my nan because she was still living at home. So I was like, I was careful. Like if I went out, I was careful, but I took any opportunity I could. It was like, oh, we need groceries. Well, Aldi, I have to go to Aldi at 8 a.m. on Saturday morning for the fucking special buys. Like any excuse that I could find to get out safely, I would take. But I was so like, not everybody is doing this. Not everybody is being safe. No. I was trying to be as safe as I possibly could and interact with as few people as I could and be so careful every time I was. It was like, you just put your mask on when you walk around the supermarket, actually. Like, it's not hard. It's the only place that's open. The supermarket is literally the only place you can go. I got so into Aldi special buys because it was the only thing that was like new and exciting because all the shops were closed. So I bought a lot of Aldi special buys. But like, it needed to be careful because I was taking care of my nana. Like I had to be careful. So if other people weren't being careful, it's like, you're not just risking you, you're risking everybody around you. And I could not cope with that just complete disrespect for the rules.
I got so angry with that stuff that I just stopped going to the shop. I didn't care. I would go for a walk, whatever the daily allotted exercise, I would do that.
5Ks. You're allowed 5Ks within your home address.
Because I liked walking.
Yeah.
But wasn't there a period where you could only exercise for an hour or something or whatever? So I would do that after work. But I knew after a while that I would get so vehemently, viscerally angry at people who weren't wearing masks and stuff. It's like I need to remove myself from the situation because I'm going to explode at some point, and it's going to be bad for everybody.
It came up. I was watching The Pit, and in season 1 of The Pit, there's a guy who does not. I think it might be season 1, might be season 2. Anyway, kid's not got a mask on, and these parents like pop off, and it ends up in a scene where the kid, whose family were not having him wear a mask, the kid needs to have surgery, and the doctor says, "Would you like us to not wear masks?" Because obviously they don't do anything. We all wear masks for safety procedures during the surgery, but for your personal preferences, we won't wear masks if you'd prefer. And this mother of this child has to acknowledge of like, oh, right, no, yeah, I do want you to wear masks and I do want you to be safe around my child, but I just don't care to do that to protect other people. I want you to protect my kid, but I'm not going to protect other people.
Oh, I see.
Do you get what I'm saying? Did I explain that
for
well?
For a second, I was like, why are these doctors saying that? These are the
They're
worst
saying,
doctors on earth.
No. It's in jest. They're obviously always going to do the right thing, but they're saying to the mother, like, do you want us to not do the right thing? Because if it doesn't apply to you, why does it apply to us? And really making her take stock of like,
okay, I get that now.
I'm ignoring the rules. So, should I ignore the rules
like,
as well?
Okay, no one go to The Pit.
No, The Pit's
ever.
The Pit's a great show.
Yeah, Cal loves it.
Yeah, really good representation of autism in The Pit.
Oh, yeah, you did mention that.
Yeah, really good representation of autism.
I don't like hospital shows. It stresses me out.
That's fair. This is a particularly stressful one as well because you watch it like beat for beat, hour for hour. My wife finds a lot of comfort in propaganda, so I watch a lot of propaganda. Speak to my wife, not me.
Me too. As I get older, listen, I grew up in the 80s and every film was an American cop taking the law into his own hands.
Oh, we're watching the fucking Rookie.
Well, that's weird, but I love Bosch, so I can't.
Yeah, I like Nathan Fillion.
Bosch is a detective who takes the law into his own hands. So
yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
But you know what I do love about Bosch, right? Is that, and I worked this out because of the autism, I love Bosch because he'll do whatever he has to do to get justice.
Yeah.
Right. So there's always shit going on. It's actually it's a pretty political show. There's always stuff going on in the LAPD of like, Bosch can't put these bad guys away because this guy's running for mayor. Like the chief of police is running for mayor and he wants to hide it.
Well, yeah, I will say
or whatever.
And
then Bosch is like, I don't care because he's a detective who plays by his own rules. And in the end, justice is served, right? And so my little autistic brain is like, they followed the rules.
Well, in the Rookie, I will say they do go to like not great lengths, but they do go to lengths to like acknowledge things that are wrong in the world. They've done a lot of stuff on race.
Yeah, good.
Which like for something that's set in LA is a huge thing. But I mean, it's still propaganda.
Yeah, Bosch is propaganda as well, but like there's bits and pieces of it of like I just like Titus Welliver as well. This guy who plays Bosch. He's a weird. He's a weird actor. He makes choices that are weird's not the right word. He just does things you don't expect. He's super interesting to watch. But like in the show, Bosch's mum was a sex worker and was killed while she was working.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's a horrifyingly sad story.
Yeah.
And like he gets put into gets institutionalized.
Yeah.
But the whole time he's like, I'm going to become a cop and I'm going to solve my mum's murder.
Yeah.
So that's his overarching
thing is to make it
thing.
right.
But he works in homicide. Is he a homicide detective? Or is he just a detective? Anyway.
Sounds like the plot of Castle, to be fair.
He, whenever a woman is, he has a special interest in taking on cases of women being murdered or sexually assaulted or what. So he's always like, that's another way. That's how he saves the cat. Is like he will go out of his way to help women who've been in those kind of circumstances. But it is still very much like capitalistic cop propaganda of
I'm watching Sportsaganda. I started watching Shawsy yesterday.
What's that?
Shawsy is a Canadian television program about a hockey player who plays senior hockey.
Mate, you are... How did we not know that you had autism previous to like 2 weeks ago?
Look, I think I was doing a great job of masking that.
Super great.
But
ice hockey, we can officially say, is a special interest.
Yeah, dead set. But I think like if anyone looked back at any of my history, I'm literally just littered with special interests. I have tattoos for a podcast, right? I have Look and Listen for the My Favorite Murder podcast. I have 2 tattoos here for the 1975 band I love. I have 2 tattoos here for Harry Styles, artist I love. Like I've just littered my body. I have.
Sorry, is this funny that you pointed out who Harry Styles was? It's like the most famous man in the world.
Ian Curtis and Morrissey tattooed on my ankles. I have, the Morrissey one. Look, I got it when I was 18. I didn't know he was a TERF at the time.
I love the Smiths too, and I loved Morrissey until he went full.
Psycho. But I've got a tattoo of a Cupid Hobbit. Like I've got, it's not just a Hobbit, it's Bilbo Baggins, but it's fine. Just specifically, I want to point that out that it's not Frodo because I feel like most people would be like, oh, it's Frodo. It's not King Frodo, it's Bilbo because I love The Hobbit more than I love Lord of the Rings.
Are you one of these people that's anti-Frodo?
I'm not anti-Frodo.
Right.
I love Frodo for what Frodo is. I love The Lord of the Rings, but The Hobbit book, I love. I adore that book.
There is
so
a subset
much.
of fans who are like Bilbo's number one, Frodo's a little pain in the ass, right?
Yes and no. It depends. I mean, like Bilbo's story is really good, but Frodo's story is very, very good in its own right.
I liked Frodo. And then I heard about this subset of fans who don't like Frodo, and I was like, why?
Here's the thing, right?
He's a sweetheart.
If you're a book,
he threw the ring in the fire.
But if you read the books rather than watch the movies, Bilbo's story is much more palatable because it's one book. It's for children. The Lord of the Rings is a nightmare to read, unless you are very intelligent. And I mean, like, I have a high IQ, but like it's a drag.
Dude, I'm trying to read Dust Capital by Marx at the moment, and I'm 45% of the way through it.
Yeah.
It's been a fucking slog. And I've done that over 10 months. It's hard. It's really hard to read.
I'm reading what I'm always reading, which is fan fiction.
Right.
Almost always. I'm not always reading fan fiction. Sometimes I read the original works and then I read the fan fiction for the original works.
Can I ask you a serious question?
Of
This is me
course.
joking around. Does fan fiction always have to be sexy?
No.
Okay.
No, it does not.
So it's not always like...
No, I'm not always reading smart. Like a lot of what I read is not smart.
And then Paul said, well, maybe I could get it done with a little help from my friends, John. And they kiss. It's
like
not
that's
that.
No, it's not always that. It can
Right.
be that, and I'm sure if you looked for Paul and John, they would 1,000%
Oh,
be.
dude, it's being
out there.
fed
Yeah.
into my algorithm.
Yeah, like it exists.
I
There's
was
a
like,
book
guys,
about
guys,
it.
I love that you love John and Paul together, but fuck, enough. Jesus Christ.
So no, it's not always sexy. Sometimes it's just building out on original material.
Right. Paul
Yeah.
didn't help matters by saying him and John used to masturbate together.
No, he
It's like,
didn't.
fucking
No, he
hell,
didn't.
man.
Like, there's a book
If you
about
guys
this
were
now.
gay, it's cool. Just tell
But
tell
also,
us.
you don't have to tell us. That's
Well, you
fine.
don't have to tell us. But like, you're 84. Just tell us. Imagine if the Beatles were gay. It's like
Yeah.
they couldn't be any fucking cooler.
Can I tell you
And then
something?
Paul just drops that bomb before he dies.
Okay.
Like, oh, by the way, me and John were gay as fuck. Anyway, bye, I'm off.
Okay. I like that. That's how he dies. That's how he says it. Super quickly, Damo, hold my hand as I tell you this.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so if you're watching at home, you can see this as I break Damo's heart.
Uh-oh.
The Beatles are gay. It doesn't matter whether they're really gay or not, because in my heart, they're gay forever.
Oh,
There you
right.
go.
No, but I don't.
In your heart, the Beatles are gay,
but it would
James.
be good, though.
Oh, it would be good.
I'm not saying like, oh, no. You know
No,
what
I
mean?
know. It'd be great.
I would be like, oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, a lot of things suddenly look a lot more
Make
sensible.
a lot of sense. Like, because they really talked about each other like a. They
Yeah.
really talked about each other like a couple that had broken up after they were really bitchy
It would
towards
have
each
been
other after.
Fleetwood Mac rumors.
Yeah, but then George was in there as well, and he was saying shit about everybody.
Oh, so George was getting off with everyone, but no one was getting off with George.
Well, George was a swinger, apparently.
Hey!
That's in books. I'm not even going to say allegedly, because he slept with Ringo's wife.
Crazy. In our next episode, I have a really fun thing to bring up that we will talk about.
Oh.
But I'm not going to bring it up because
The look on your face is terrifying.
This is great. No, this is great. I held back from texting you about this yesterday when I became aware of it. Chelsea posted about it on Instagram. So you may have seen on her Instagram that she posted about it, but that's fine if you didn't, because I'd really prefer if you didn't. So don't go and look in the break
I
between
don't think I
episodes
did.
because I really want to be the person that gets to tell you this, and it's better if we get it recorded.
Okay, well, I won't then.
Okay, good.
All right, well, let's wrap up this episode here.
This has been great. This has been another great episode.
I think it's been a good episode.
It's been another great episode of
Do You Still Like Us?
Hey, we did it.
Yay.
Yay. Okay, bye.